video with me on the ground and with this thing, the Sera. What happened was we picked it up at the port. It did not want to start. It was a big port day. It was really cold, so we thought, oh, maybe it's a battery. Took it to the mechanic. The mechanic didn't see anything to do with the starter because the starter wasn't acting up at the time. So he replaced the spark plugs. He cleaned out the throttle body because he said it was really filthy and it was kind of power surging, but I think it had something to do with the battery being kind of drained. So picked it up at the mechanic, loaded it on the back of the trailer, went to go get some tires for the trailer, and then tried to unload it off the trailer so I could leave the trailer at the tire shop, and it did not want to start. So no crank, no start, nothing. So we diagnosed it to be the starter. Savi's got this like starter thing that you plug into the signal wire and to the battery, and it basically engages the starter. Signal wire's working, but the issue that is happening is the starter is not engaging. So when we take off the starter, I'll be able to show you a little bit more about that. But for now, the starters, this is horrible. You have that flashlight?
Which one?
Is.
You got them all.
Oh, sorry, they went into the trash. The starter is, this is.
What was it?
This is hard to get a video of it, so now I see what that guy's talking about. So basically, that's the starter right there. And I'll be able to show you more once we pull it out, but it's under here. And all the wires go to it. Let me put my hand there. Right here, where you see my fingers. And so the signal wire is there as well. I think you unplugged it, right, Savi? No, it's still, oh yeah.
I put it back on.
Signal wire's there. So we had it unplugged so that we could test it. So now we're gonna go underneath it, unbolt it, and see what we could do to get it out. But the Sera is cleaned up. It looks pretty nice. It came with a bunch of JDM goodies. Actually came with a bunch of yens, Savi. I didn't tell you, but the detailers put it all back there. But this thing's pretty cool. It's got the, yeah, it's got yen like coin.
Hey,
so it is a deductible. Savi's garage is a lot bigger than mine, but a little tight still. So we're gonna get this thing taken apart and get the starter out. Always an adventure. Let's start by getting this hair box out.
Yep.
Everything is so brittle in this car because it's from 1990, so we're trying to be as extra careful as possible. So we removed the air intake hose that goes from the throttle body to there. And this gives us a better view of the actual starter. Sorry for the shaky camera. But this right here is the starter where you see my finger. So we're gonna, there it is, that one that I just focused on. So we're gonna get to working to try and get this thing off from underneath and up above. All right, so we're underneath here right now. This is a driver, or yeah, in this case, the driver's side, the right side. And so, there you go, it's a better view. Right side of the car, see the starter right here. So we just undid this. Signal wire was just undone, so I gotta get the signal wire off. Gotta get that bolt off, then this whole thing should come out, and there should be another bolt probably on the other side. And then we could hopefully go match this with like a Tercel or maybe a Toyota Corolla of the same time era and be able to put it back on and get this thing started. All right, so we got that bottom bolt off, as you can see from right there. The other bolt is facing from the passenger side in Japan in. So the left side of the car in. So Savi just loosened that up. And we got those two connectors off. So now we should hopefully be able to just take the starter off and remove it if it's not too rusty.
You got your hands on it?
Hold up.
Ready? Just
No.
put your hand on it just so it doesn't fall on your face.
Okay, so now we can hopefully squeeze this down through here. And there we have it.
Good?
Starter's out, yep.
Told you it wasn't that
So
bad.
now you can see where the starter goes and where it should engage the teeth.
You can test it over here too on the jump in it.
Yeah, we're gonna jump it. All right, so this is how you jump a starter. So you want to put the power to it. Then you want to ground it. And then we just take power from the actual power and then to the signal. So in theory, if I do this and then just click this, starter's gonna jump in just a second. Yeah, it jumped, but
it's not coming out all the way.
I think it was actually, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not bad. So hold on, I'll put this. Okay, so
Together.
did it melt it?
Yeah,
I accidentally arced, but it still should work.
No, I know it's just melted. That's all.
Oh yeah, they got a little too hot. So we're gonna test this again in a way to get good video for it. I used the one that was open, yeah, the other one. There you go. It stinks in here.
I mean, you burned the thing.
So
Ready?
this is how the starter should engage. Go ahead. So it's testing fine on the bench, but it could be that it's underpowered when it was inside the car. So the best bet would be to just throw the starter in and no.
Look at the teeth.
Yeah,
They're filed in. So it might not be doing good contact. It's a problem too.
Yeah.
See how they're pointy, too pointy?
Look pretty worn in there.
Yep.
So, I mean, it looks really cruddy in there too. So, but yeah, so we're gonna, yeah, those are definitely shot.
And look at the water. I mean, you see the rust. That's all from the water. It just happens over time, you know.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to get a starter without an issue. It is the original Toyota, so I'm gonna call the homies and see what they have. So the nice thing is Toyota has a part, so we're gonna try and clean this up, see if we can get a part number and then give them a call, because this is a Denso. So let's see what we can. All right, so now that we've cleaned it off, not you, I. The number is, if I can hold still, because apparently I can't. It's 12800, so 000-8890. So we're gonna try and cross-reference this, hopefully cross-references to another Toyota here stateside, and we'll get one with hopefully teeth that are not chewed up. And that's how you replace a starter on a Corolla or on a Tercel, if I'm not mistaken, or a, whatchamacallit thing, Toyota Sera. All right, so we ordered the starter for this. It's not gonna get here until tomorrow. For Rob's Z, the one that I had made in videos before, the rack and pinion got replaced on this, so it's 100 times better. The rear shocks got replaced, and now the green Z is in there for surgery, getting the shocks replaced on that as well. Tomorrow we'll pick back up, so this will probably be a two-part video or two-day video. Hopefully the starter's the only issue. It's impossible to find a starter out here because I guess they don't believe in making Tercel starters anymore. So forget his trunk, break his glass. Oh, that's quite the view on my video right now.
Oh, come on. Green. Car, bro.
You want to close?
Yeah, no, he's got
I know, hold it.
Close it.
Yeah, no, you're good.
It's this thing that'll fucking turn.
Oh, that'll scratch it.
The scratching ain't the word.
Wow, look at the clearance in here, barely.
All right, you got the top in?
Yeah. Don't remind him.
Did you? Okay, put the washer first and then the nut.
Here.
Hello.
Where's the old chuck?
You see that one going up?
Oh.
You see it going up?
Yeah. Where's the other one? The old one. Oh, that's like what Nick has on his car right now.
Yeah, this one I pushed it in and like, I mean.
But you can push it in by hand, right?
By hand ain't the word.
No, push it together. Push it together by hand.
No, I'm trying to open it so you see it.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, this ain't all tight.
You can hear the gas.
And it doesn't move back up. See it?
Yeah, so those are shot for sure. Shocks. Ha.
No, I don't
Here.
got it.
Right now, I'm going to lock this in. He's locking the
Savi
bottom
was
in.
saying that this side is hard because of where the muffler, so you need to use a mallet and a crowbar and a pry bar to just kind of knock it into place.
Yep.
This is the left rear strut.
I can't get the screw in because you're on the car.
What do you mean? Me being on the car has nothing to do with it.
The exhaust keeps getting lower.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's a knuckle breaker. Go ahead.
I've actually smacked myself with one of those electric ratchets. Like, it flew off and almost broke my nose one time.
No, that was a regular ratchet. Fucking almost
Oh.
took my fingers off just now.
New day, we just left Parts Authority. Coming back. Got two different starters here. We got the one from Parts Authority, which cost me, I think it was 105. The core one's in there. And then I got a Duralast one that cost me, I think it was $89, but a $40 core charge. So now we have to decide which brand we want to take a chance with. I mean, they're both lifetime warranty, which is a nice part, but now we got to see which one is worth taking a chance. So we'll get back to Savi's, put this on, and go from there. I do, however, have to get tires on this trailer because they're so dry rotted. First, we'll go to Town Fair and go at the tire shop now. Someone stole my trailer tires. I was supposed to drop off this car yesterday, but because of what's going on with the Sera, I cannot drop it off. I couldn't drop it off, I should say. So this guy, I guess, was here yesterday, and he took my two trailer tires that I needed, which happened to be 205 75 15s. So those are supposed to be mine, but that's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move my trailer, put it here, we'll put his trailer somewhere over there, and then we'll just have to wait for tires. I don't need the trailer back today anyways. We got to get some maintenance done on the truck. Needs an oil change. Actually needs tires too, so I should get quoted for some tires as well. Quite the life. Quite the life. And the day's not over because we still have to go to Savi's and install a starter. We have to pick which starter we're going to do. One of the things we got to do is get an oil change, and because it's freaking freezing, I can't really do things on the trucks. The other thing is I need brakes because I'm grinding. So I'm trying to slowly take care of all the things that the truck needs so that we're good and ready for towing. And yeah, this truck has 231,325 miles, but it's held it down. It's gone through like a bunch of trips with Nick and I. So we get that, and eventually we'll make it to Savi's to change the starter on the Sera. So here are the four tires that are gonna go on the trailer. 205 75 15s. They're EcoPass. What up? Trailer Stars. Much better tread than what I currently have. So, and then for the truck, we got some Fubang Sport Furries Eldorados. These will do the job. All right, so we're back with the Sera. We got the two starters. We got one that's Pure Energy. I'm not really sure what brand that is, but it is a remanufactured starter. Then we got the Duralast, with also a remanufactured starter. And the reason I bought two is just in case, you know, for some reason one or the other doesn't work. At least we have one that hopefully will work, so we can tell the difference between the two. So it looks like they're both the same, essentially. Studs here, studs here. I hate how these are so non-coppery good looking for some reason. It's kind of annoying. Flip it over. This one has a drain here. This one has a blocked off drain, which is kind of interesting. So hopefully this is the issue. I mean, it kind of stated it was the issue when it didn't have much power to turn it over and the teeth were all kind of screwed up. So yeah. All right, so Savi grabbed that one. I'm just grabbing the last bolt on the bottom. There it is. All right. That one's tight.
Yep. You need a shorty or a long extension?
Shorty extension. So you could see where the starter's at. That's the starter right there. That's the bottom bolt, and then you can get to the other side from that one. And then there's the two connections. Hold on. All right, so there you have it. Now, see this little black one, and then that harness. Those are the two. The harness is hooked up by a 12, and this little black thing is just hooked up with like a pinch clip. And the other bolt right there, that's a 14, and then right adjacent to it, right across from it, that's another 14. That instead of facing this way, it faces that way. Just put it up, and now we'll hook up the battery and see if we can get it to start. You're basically looking at this from down below. You'll need jack stands and a jack to be able to do it. And it's pretty easy to do from both up top and down below. You just got to get the air box hose. I'll show you that in a sec.
Wear glasses?
Yeah, I do wear glasses, but okay, so this is the air hose that we're talking about. You got to come off. This hose has to come off of here. You undo this clip, take this air box portion off and this portion off, and that'll give you access to one of the other bolts. Okay, so the next hole is right underneath this plate. Let's see if I can get the camera in there. That's the bolt. See, it faces from the passenger side and towards the driver's side. That's another 14. You get that off. You basically have the starter looking like this. This is threaded, so the bolt goes in this way, and then the bolt comes out this way. This one's also not threaded, but, and then that's, you hook up to there, and to here, and then in theory, it should start. So now we're gonna try and start it here in just a second. All right, we'll come in and see the moment of truth. If what if what we just did actually worked. Hey, that was it. She started right up. That's a test. Let's see again. That was it. Savi happy? Mendy very happy. Now I sound like a caveman talking in like third party over here, but this means we can finally make a video about this car and drive it, and it is for sale. Potentially it's on a trade already, so very excited about that. I replaced the gas strut on this side. I didn't show it, but I can quickly talk about it. Basically, what you got to do is remove this. I'm grabbing the old gas strut. So it's this gas strut. Shout out to Giovanni because he gave me this one. But you remove this Phillips, and then there's two 12 millimeter bolts, and then there's a 17. So it's by a threaded rod. So this is a 17. It threads to the door, and then there's also a 12 here. I don't know why there's a 12 there, to be honest with you, but remove that, and then just make sure you have something that supports the door so the door doesn't come crashing down on you, because it is a very, very heavy door. That's why it has these gas struts to help it up. But now it's even kind of a struggle to close it because that gas strut is so nice. Opens up on its own. So new gas strut there, that's happy. Funky mode, we got to figure out how to get it to work, but now we can start to drive this thing. It does have fresh oil change from when I was at the mechanics. So they did do fresh oil on it, and they replaced the spark plugs, cleaned out the throttle body. So yeah, very excited. I drove this already ever so slightly, but now I really can drive it and make a review about it. So stay tuned for the review. I guess this is it. How to replace the starter on a 1990 Toyota Sera, because there was no videos out there. Very simple. Anybody can do it. You'd think anybody can do it as long as they can turn a wrench.
Yeah, and you have enough room to get underneath it, because that's the key.
Yeah.
You got to have it up if you want to show the jacking points, just to get extra height.
So the jacking points that we did were the tow hooks that are up front, because they're structural. So there's one here, one there, and then put jack stands there and there. This jack only goes so high. I think if you have a higher jack, you'll get a better chance of coming underneath here. I struggled a little bit to get under there, but overall you can make it. You can get under there. So needless to say, I'm happy. Hopefully that's it for this. Like I said, this one might be traded. I don't know. We'll kind of see. So I'll keep you posted. Okay, so quick recap. You got the starter. Here's the part numbers, because I don't know if I showed the part numbers. You have the access to 17253. This one was a little bit more expensive as opposed to this one, which is 17142. This is a Duralast number, so I'll leave that there for you. And then this is more of a generic part number. What you're gonna find is you just have to make sure that you have one threaded hole and one non-threaded hole, and that this is what the back looks like. So what I did, and what you need, you'll need an electric ratchet if you have it. You'll need a regular 3/8 ratchet. It looks to be like an inch or 3-inch extension. You'll need a 10 millimeter. Then you'll need a 12 millimeter, and you'll need a 14 millimeter. Those are swapped. The 14 millimeters are going to be for the big bolts that are holding it, and then this is going to be for the 12 for the stock one. The new one was a 13, and then you'll need the 10s for the hose, the boot, or the hose from the intake to the air filter. And then if you're looking at the car this way, one bolt goes in this way and one bolt goes in that way. These might be a little tough if there's corrosion for any reason. And then you'll have your main positive coming from the battery and then your signal wire coming into here. Undo that, undo this. Make sure you undo the negative terminal in the battery so that there is no power going to anywhere in the car. And then with that, you should be good. So this fixed my no crank, no start problem. It was more like an intermittent problem. It happened while we were at the port after we had jumped it and then took it to the mechanic. The mechanic did all the work. It was fine. And then it did it again. So coming off the trailer. So if you're having an intermittent no start problem, make sure you get a jumper to test this to see if this is engaging. This one does engage, but as you can tell from the teeth, they're pretty worn. See if I can get good lighting. They're pretty worn. And it just wasn't engaging on the flywheel correctly. So it leads me to believe that this was just been done way too many times. But now it starts up with the fire of the key. Savi, you want to fire it up real quick?
Great Scott.
Sounds great now. It's kind of struggled a little bit because we unplugged the battery. It needs to relearn everything and so. But that will kind of all the kinks will work itself out. I almost killed myself with this headache rack like Savi has already done more than once. But shout out to Savi. If you guys don't follow his channel, what is it? That Bod Garage 203?
That Bod Garage 203.
Go check out his channel. He's got some content that he's putting out. Subscribe to his channel. Follow along with him. He's unfortunately, but fortunately, going back to work. So we may see him intermittently in the channel. You guys should go follow him so he can quit his full-time job and do YouTube full-time. But I think this is kind of it. We have to eventually go pick up the truck and trailer from the tire shop because we're getting 8 new tires, which is crazy. I think it was about $726, which in retrospect isn't that much because that's like what somebody would pay just for their tires on their regular vehicle. But that was 8 tires for the truck and the trailer, so hopefully that'll be good. My tires were pretty much shot. Do you remember how shot they were? Like we would take off a hill and they would spin. So
I mean, that truck's been wasn't it Betsy? What was the name of it?
Oh, Mamalona?
Yeah, Mamalona. Who's Betsy?
I don't know who Betsy
I don't know.
is.
One of them was Betsy.
Yeah.
But she's a workhorse.
Yeah,
so
she's a
gotta
workhorse.
Keep her going.
She's been everywhere. It's crazy. And we hope to keep her going everywhere. She's got 230,000 miles, so more miles to go. Anyways, may show those clips, maybe not. So until next time. Closing time at Town Fair Tire. We finally made it back to pick up the truck. Got new tires on the truck. Ooh, look at those. They look great. And then the trailer, I'll have to show it. But the last piece of the puzzle for today is to get this thing washed up because it's filthy and covered in salt and sand and just filthiness. Actually have to move all this stuff back here, but let's fire this thing up. They got a fresh oil change today. Ooh, I just shut it off. Fresh oil change, fresh tires. I need to get the brakes done, but that's next after this. But the Sera's over there with the trailer blocking it so nobody seals it. Now we're getting the truck washed up, cleaned up. Looks like it'll look great. We'll probably run it through the car wash one more time because I think that's how filthy it is. So, and then we'll hook it back up to the trailer and go from there. All right, so there we have it. We got the brand new Eldorados on there. Looking great, and they actually feel so much better than the previous tires. The previous tires I had were super cupped, and they were just done. Truck's looking great. I had to get it washed because I hate when it's filthy dirty. I can't stand it, and so I've been driving with a filthy truck. The interior, I gotta just clean it up real quick, make it look good, because I also don't like driving with a filthy interior. So let me get that done, and hopefully we'll be done for today. All right, so we're back to the trailer. Got some new rubber on the trailer as well. I gotta get these rims cleaned up, but that makes me super happy. We got some new rubber on the trailer, new rubber on the trucks. A little bit more confident when towing now. Not worried about that. Gonna get the Sera loaded up. And if you can't hear the wind, it's very windy and it feels like it's 3 degrees outside. So I wanna get home. I'm done with today.